UK Prime Minister Liz Truss apologised for the chaos caused by her mini-budgets, but she said she plans to lead the Tories into the next election.
My message is we should be focusing on delivering for the British public. We are in difficult economic times, we're in difficult international times with the war being perpetrated in Ukraine. And now is the time to focus on delivering, making sure that we are delivering on our energy package. So before we stepped in, people were facing energy bills of up to £6,000. We've now put in place the energy price guarantee. We've reversed the national insurance increase. And that's what I'm thinking about as Prime Minister.
Let's get analysis. We're joined by Bloomberg's Lizzy Burden, who is in Westminster for us. Lizzy, it seems that, well, Prime Minister Truss hanging by a thread, perhaps you'd say, although 5, I think, of the hundreds of Tory MPs so far declaring that they want her to go publicly. But of course, conversation turns to who could replace her. What is the expectation where you are?
Well, Anna, yesterday in the House of Commons seemed to be something of an audition for the top job. You had the Leader of the House of Commons, Penny Mordaunt, sent out to bat for the Prime Minister in response to an urgent question from the opposition leader, Keir Starmer. Mordaunt, embarrassingly, had to confirm that Truss was not, in fact, hiding under a desk. Now, she is a name that's put forward to be the next leader, but she's thought to not have enough experience across government. So another person who was out in force yesterday was the new Chancellor Jeremy Hunt, but he's already lost 2 leadership elections. He said yesterday he doesn't want to go for a third. So another name, of course, is Rishi Sunak, the former Chancellor. He's been conspicuously absent throughout all of this. Perhaps he doesn't want to be branded a traitor as he was in the downfall of Boris Johnson. But whoever would be anointed as the new Prime Minister would face this question, the pressure to call a general election. No Tory wants that because the Tories now are behind Labour by a record, 25-year record amount. And so what I'm hearing in Westminster is an interesting way to square this circle. Rishi Sunak could make the argument that by being Boris Johnson's Chancellor and Johnson seemingly ousted because of his conduct rather than his policy, Sunak could say that he has more of a mandate from 2019 than Liz Truss. That could be the way the Tories find themselves out of this mess.
Good morning, Lizzy. And you mentioned Jeremy Hunt there as one of the potential candidates to be a future Prime Minister, but never mind his credentials as a Prime Minister. Has he done enough to stabilise the economic situation?
Well, Mark, he's pretty much obliterated Trussonomics in one day, but he still has to do more to balance the books to the tune of £38 billion, according to estimates. And that's going to mean spending cuts. Labour's already branded it austerity 2.0, and it's risky political ground because the public services still haven't recovered from the financial crisis, let alone from the pandemic. You've got an ageing population who wants its pensions protected, 7 million people who are waiting for National Health Service appointments, and of course a war in Ukraine. But given that the Tories have capitulated on lots of Labour's demands, they're saying that a windfall tax is now back on the table, most of Truss's tax cuts have been reversed, the ground to attack the Tories on has narrowed, and austerity is something that the voters can comprehend. Thinking about the optics, yesterday we found out as well that there's a new Council of Economic Advisers. Rupert Harrison from BlackRock has been appointed to it. Welcome as that is, given how respected he is in the markets community. He was George Osborne's right-hand man in the austerity years. So it's going to be scary political ground between now and that Halloween budget.